Hi, welcome to Wrinkles and Giggles. Today we're going to talk about 3 things to avoid. And this is my opinion. 3 procedures to avoid at all cost in a plastic surgeon's office or a med spa. Do you want to know what they are? Do you want to know what those 3 things are? You might have gotten one. Well, let me tell you my opinion because I've been in the business for 32 years. So let's get started. Let's do it. Come with me. Okay, like I said, 3 things to avoid at all cost, in my opinion. But I have had 32 years as an esthetician and 25 years in the plastic surgery world. With that being said, let me get started with those 3 things I would avoid at all cost if I were you. Number 1, thread lifts. Thread lifts were, of course, very popular 10 to 12 years ago, but some places are still doing them. Here's why you want to avoid them. Some of them promote, instead of getting a facelift, get a thread lift. A lot of places have stopped that as it was proven not effective. Or back in the day when it first started, it had little anchors on the threads and they would hook into the skin and pull up. Those started causing problems, getting infected, and leaving scars and worse. Then came the PDO threads to stimulate collagen. Sounds good. Put the threads through an incision, lay them down, and over time they create collagen. Very costly, sometimes $1,500 and up. People were happy with the initial swelling because of putting them in. But after 6 months or a year, most of my clients who went somewhere else to get them because the doctor I worked for did not do them because he knew they were a fad, they said that they were not effective and they were not happy. Most people that I have talked to are not happy for the price and what they do. I had a young girl come to me to have help with a scar that was caused by some of those threading procedures, but she was so young. Somebody talked her in to collagen threads so young, and indeed they got infected. I would never get anything with thread lifting and any incisions through here, especially in a med spa by a non-doctor. No go. Now, another thing I would avoid at all cost is a quick time facelift, lunchtime facelift without going under anesthesia. What is it? Well, let me tell you what it is. It is a facelift by cutting the skin, but not moving up the muscle. Sounds like, well, I think I could go for that. I want to move the skin up. Here's what really happens. When you have a doctor that's not working on the muscle, then you are not getting half of the problem. You have muscle laxity at this age, and that has to be addressed as well. If you don't address it, the skin looks pretty good for a little bit until it can't hold up that slacking muscle that was never pulled up. Therefore, it starts pulling and stretching, and you get a lovely large scar because it's pulling so hard. There you go. They're just not effective. So if you think that it's not effective, call a couple of very well-known plastic surgeons' offices in your area. They're mostly going to tell you absolutely not. I do the full facelift or nothing at all. It's their name on your face. And who wants to have you go around with a big scar? Plus, they're not doing you justice. It's not going to look good after a year or 2 years, or maybe not even in the beginning. You have to adjust the muscle. So in a normal facelift, they open you up and all that muscle is pulled up and tied up because that's most of the problem. And then the skin is laid over and they cut off extra skin. Sorry for being graphic. So that is a real facelift, and they should last anywhere from 7, 10 years, 15 years, and up, depending on what age you got it. Because some ages, if you get it too early, I say that then you go through a big aging time in your life, or you've lost a lot of weight. Then you might need another one. So that's something I would never do. And that was really popular again some years ago. And I haven't been hearing it as much. But nobody's ever happy, and you can't hide the scarring. The last one I would never do, ever. I would never get injections such as fillers and Botox by a non-doctor or a non-nurse. Somebody who's just been trained in it, who's not a nurse and not a doctor. Frankly, I wouldn't get it done with anybody else except for a plastic surgeon who has been highly trained in the face and neck muscles and knowing that everyone is individual and he's looking at how you move, not putting a generic look on. There you go. You have to get someone highly qualified or dangerous things can happen. You can inject too deep and cause a lot of problems or paralysis. You can inject in the wrong area and create unneeded puffiness and under the eyes, such as. These people are highly trained in this arena. And nurses have a lot of classes on injections. Now, most of the time, they say they don't train estheticians anymore giving injections. At one time, they did. But there's still a lot of estheticians doing it, which is out of their scope of practice. Now, there's some of you that probably do go to somebody who's not a nurse or a doctor, and you tell me that they're really, really good. I hope that they are, but it's still out of their scope of practice. They have not had the training, the in-depth training as needed. It's kind of like going to a hairstylist that's made her whole career on doing beautiful hair. Now, she's licensed to do skin and chemical peels, but in training, she's only had like a week or two in beauty school to learn that. Or would you rather go to a licensed esthetician that's making her whole career in that and does one right after the other and is highly trained in all of it, ongoing training and so forth? And I can probably think of a lot of analogies, but that's something I personally wouldn't do, but I even know people who do it. But because injections to me are a serious thing, I take them pretty darn serious. So I hope that that helps. And if you have questions, put them below because I will let you know other things to avoid. This is just the beginning. I decided, with all my years in there and all the stories I heard and the scary things that have happened to some of my clients, I'm going to start letting out some of this information. Now, it could get, kind of strange because people might make comments below, but that's okay. I can take them all and I've heard them all. But like I said, this is my opinion and I wouldn't do it for my face. With that being said, I hope this certainly helps. And again, like and subscribe. And we're so glad that you're here, which is me and my sister, Judy, who does all behind the scenes. And come back often. I'll be doing more of these videos and also addressing what have I had. We're going to address the elephant in the room. I have done a previous video on this, but there's been some more questions and I don't blame you. Remember, working in the business, I'm an open book. So if you haven't gotten that video, you can look through my videos and check it out, or I'll put a link below. And that's the start of it, but we'll be talking about some of that and what I think about surgery over 60, injections over 60. And we'll see you soon. And of course, stay fabulous. Fabulous. Thanks.